Good morning, and how is everyone doing? Welcome to the live stream. My name is Dan. This is TweetFEV, and first off, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hopefully you get some good time in with your kids, if they're local or if they're youngins. Say hi for me. Mine isn't with me. She's at Grandma Day Camp. It's been a great week. Anyways, how's everyone doing today? Thank you for showing up. If the weather's nice where you're at, turn this off. Go fly. Watch the DVR later. But yeah, anyways. Sorry I missed you guys. Last week was on the road for a quick in and out to drop the kid off with my parents so she could go spend time with the family for the summer. So I did start a live stream that night, Sunday night, a little bit later than I would like to. Finally finished up the 533 Tiny Trainer. Again, funnest quad I own, or I have a couple of them. They're the funnest quads I've ever flown. Brandon Baked Beans, how are you doing today? Mr. Huggy, welcome. Alwyn, welcome to the live stream. Elite FEV just installed 2.3.12 last night. He's talking about Opentx, and that's what we'll be doing live today during the live stream. If you have one of the radios I have sitting here, you'll be able to follow along, and the process is pretty much the same for just about every radio that runs Opentx, but I've got three here, so I'll just give you a little variety for how it goes and what you're going to be looking for. Mike Bergman, welcome to the chat. Mike Bergman, one of my patrons, same with Brandon Baked Beans. Oh, no, one of my mods, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Connie Chung. Anyone else have packs on the charger? I do, because iGao 3 is starting up. If you don't know what iGao is, it's called International Game of Whoop. It's basically like a worldwide game of horse, but with micros. And there's some other caveats to what's allowed in there. I haven't submitted my entry video. I am a sponsor again this year, like I was last year, with my TweetFEV branded radio grips. So I think I'm one of the only people who is a sponsor and a participant as well. So I made it quite a ways last year. It was a lot of fun, really pushes your ability. Like, I never thought I'd go out and go do a water tower dive in the middle of a hurricane warning, because that's the way things are where I'm at. Doing trippy spins with a whoop. I wouldn't have thought you could do it, but sure can. A lot of really cool stuff, a really good way to push yourself. And even if you don't want to join the competition, you could certainly follow along. You can join the Discord for iGao, and you can get links to the criteria for each competition, or each week's competition. Let's see. Elite FEV, nice. And updated CRSF to 4.11. Added Agent Light, Betaflight Lua. Fried my flight controller when I tried to update it with my tweezers. Yeah, got to get yourself some of the non-ferrous tipped tweezers. Got a link in the video description, I'm pretty sure. Sputnik, welcome. How you doing? Mike Bergman, damn it, I got to call my parents today. Yeah. Steven Steinbaker, how you doing, man? Good morning, Rob Logan Jr. As always, happy birthday. Happy Father's Day to you as well, my friend. All right, so we got some new patron. Well, we got a new patron this week, Tony Hernandez. Thank you so much for becoming one of the cool kids up there. And we got a level up for Robbie Store. Thank you so much. Another big thing going on is I have been working on my website, tweetfev.com. You can check that out right there. I am working on moving all of my grips away from Etsy to my own website, hosting my own e-commerce site. It has been a complete and utter pain in the to do. It's a lot of headache. A couple people on my Discord really pushing me for better solutions than paying for the Shopify or like the canned e-commerce sites to bring the cost down. And I'll be honest, I think my costs on my own website are actually more than they are on Etsy, but I'm sick of dealing with Etsy. The ability to how you have to list there is really limited. Plus, when I say, yeah, go find my grips on Etsy, they're like, all right, where? At least I can say, just go to tweetfev.com and you can click the link to the grips there. So if you guys do get a chance to go check that out, let me know if there's anything that doesn't look good to you or you think I should change. Again, I'm not a web developer. I'm learning as I go. There's been a few issues and typos that people have pointed out, and thanks a lot for those suggestions. Definitely get out there and fix them. Really appreciate it. And as always, quote from EDOC, the problem with FrSky is their lack of support with FrSky. God, I like that. Sorry, a little dry down here. I forgot to turn the AC on. I usually crank the AC down before the live stream and then shut it off so you don't hear it in the background. Totally forgot today. It is a balmy 79 degrees in my basement here. Or in the Tweet Man Cave. Tweet Cave? Ah, whatever. All right. So if you want to chat with me here, pretty easy way to do it is just do the YouTube chat thing. It'll be forever immortalized in the live display there. Since YouTube does really like to drop the live chat, I figured I'd beat them at their own game. You can get my attention, type tweet at tweetfev, and it'll light up in orange like this. You can hit that $sign at the bottom and leave a super chat, and I will certainly get to your question. Or you can go over to my Discord, which you can get to at tweetfpv.com, and I'll check out the chat there. Yeah, that was a nice little tidbit from last week. So a few big things. Definitely got the 533 Tiny Trainer back together. This is a new one. This is what the FPV crate build was. And I gotta say, this is a really nice little kit. Could have included some more zip ties, guys, but anywho. I'm running Express LRS EP1. That's the one with the little antenna. These antennas are hot garbage, just be forewarned. But that's what I'm running on this one. And I put a few packs through it. It's a lot of fun. I do have the flight footage from this. I'll put it out there as just a complete raw, unedited flight. No music, just background sound from the quad. And the only thing I'll do is just trim the beginning and the end because nobody wants to watch a minute of setting up a VTX in static. But I'll put that out there this week. It's a little unique, but I got to tell you guys, this is still the funnest quad I own. I have 5-inch, I got X-Class, I've got micros. Nothing compares to this. And I don't know, I don't have words to really describe why, other than you just got to try it. Connie Chung, get some t-shirts on that webpage. Let's go. Oh, that is a very excellent idea. Taking notes. One second here. Great idea. Thank you so much. Eric Allen, how are you doing today, man? Yeah, turn that sucker on. It's actually a lot louder than you might think. It's one of those crappy PTAC units like what you would see in like in a hotel. It's just what when I bought the place. You can't see it. It's like there. It's actually pretty loud. How's it compared to the GTR 349? It kicks the living, you know what, out of it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna turn it on. We'll see. If it's loud, you guys let me know. Or if you guys can hear it. You probably will when the noise gate breaks on the microphone. All right, should turn on here in a second. Swag and stickers, good call. Tweezer link no longer valid. Thank you. It's been a while since I've looked up and looked through my links to see how they were doing. Flying Sasquatch, hey tweet, how's the weather over there? It has been absolute hot garbage Thursday, Friday, part of Saturday, yesterday afternoon and today. It looks beautiful here. I swear I'm going to have to cut the grass twice this week. Because it rained so darn much. Places around us got flooded, mostly from like the storm drain systems backing up and not being able to handle the amount of rainfall, but it happens. Try and get you a link for those tweezers here. Riveting, I'm sure. Okay, here we go. Copy and paste. There you go. That's a valid link for those non-conductive tweezers. These are the ones that I use, and I very much like them. They're great for trying to touch you know, boot buttons and things like that inside a quad that you're worried about shorting things out on. But those are the ones that I use. They work really well. The tips are ceramic, so if you try prying with them, they will break. But luckily, that pack has 4 of them. Let's see. Curious why it's that good. He's talking about the 533 tiny trainer. My last one had terrible flight time. I'm building another one today though. It does depend on having good batteries. I have some old clapped out race RDQ. I don't know, I think they're 525 milliamp batteries. And yeah, I don't get a lot of time on them, but I bought some tattoos. Those are the packs to go with. So why? So I think a lot of these motors have a little more control and resolution at higher throttle. This quad is so big and heavy and kind of slightly underpowered that you're not in that lower throttle resolution area. You're up in the middle to top, you know, third, 3/4 throttle. It just gives you the feeling of being in absolute control of this quad. It handles like it's on rails. It's definitely more of a racy type quad. Like you can turn any space into a racetrack with this. Like if you live in a small city lot and you've got, you know, a swing set and some trees and stuff to fly around, do that with a 5-inch, see what happens. You're gonna crash, you might hurt somebody, you're definitely gonna, you know, really tick a lot of people off. You go out and fly this guy, nobody's gonna bat an eye at it. Plus, you put a bunch of LEDs on it, and it just looks super, super. I don't know why I beeped that out. I was going to say a bad word, but I filtered myself, and I still hit the beep button. Let me grab a pack. I'll show you what this thing looks like. It is pretty sweet. So if you're going to do a 533 tiny trainer, these are the packs that I've been using, the 525 milliamp RDQ packs. These were pretty good. They fell off pretty quick, but right now I'm running the 550 Tattoo 3S. These things are money. Very, very good pack. But you know, you don't have to put the LEDs on it, but it's kind of half of the beauty of this thing. Just all the addressable LEDs that you could possibly get. And this is the man's LED kit. It's just freaking awesome. I love this quad so much that I bought 2 more frames. I'm not going to build up 2 more, but I might give away 2 more. Usually wait till they go out of stock, then I give them away. And they're a little bit cheaper. If you have a 3D printer and you have the know-how and the skill to print TPU, they're a little cheaper without the TPU prints. And the TPU prints that come with it, they're acceptable, but there are much better ones out there. I can't remember who it is, but he's usually in the live chat. He has a bunch of these designs on Thingiverse. That's what this canopy is. or a camera pod. This is much better than the one that comes with the frame if you order the TPU prints. His prints or his designs are a bit better. So as far as why it's better, it's the feeling of flying a 5-inch because it has the weight, the heft, the huckability, the momentum behind it that you don't get with like a toothpick. Like a toothpick, you go to like split S over some trees, you got to stay on the throttle a lot longer because once you chop that throttle, you lose speed and momentum right quick in a hurry. This thing, it's got some ass behind it, and it wants to huck like a 5-inch. Does it fly like a 5-inch? No. 5 inches fly like 5 inches. This does not. This flies like it has similar characteristics, but it's still not exactly the same. Joseph, how are you doing? Mike Bergman, I've been getting kicked out of local flying field lately because they dislike drones. Those people that are kicking you out, I'm gonna guess they're probably average age of like maybe 70. And drones are what's gonna keep the hobby going for everybody. Because that's just, the younger generations are coming up flying drones and fixed wing, probably mostly drones more than fixed wing. You can't bar one and hope to keep the other. Or they're just being dickheads and don't care whether the hobby dies with them or not. I mean, I don't want to be so blunt about it, but we're all in this together. We all fall under FAA rules. I'm sure they're blaming all the restrictions on us, but let's face it, it's drones, not drones, if you know what I mean. DJI Mavic. Connie Chung, packs are ready. Gotta go. All right, buddy. See you later. Hopefully, catch you on the DVR, the replay. Yeah, boosting JDMs. That's right. That's who it is. Let me post up a link to that. That's exactly who it is. Here's the Thingiverse link. Old guys, am I right? I don't know. Yeah, I never get old, right? All right, so big news, Opentx 2.4, oh wait, no, 2.4 is never coming out. Opentx 2.3.11 is out, and it addresses a lot of the issues that we've all had to, or it includes a lot of the features, wow, words. It includes a lot of the features that we were having to use nightlies or specific builds to get a hold of, mostly like CRS shot, mixer sync pulses, express LRS, ghost, things like that. It is all incorporated in Opentx 2.3.11 now. So with that said, I've been using a express LRS build, and the downside to using that or a nightly is every time you turn on your radio, you get this stupid warning that you got to click past. And it's a nightly, you know, who knows what bugs are in there. The release candidates should be fairly bug-free, but they're definitely not going to be completely bug-free. So we're going to go ahead and update a couple radios today on the stream. Hearing accused by saying, old guys, am I right? Made my day. Brandon Baked Beans, I'm doing a long-range flight over fresh burn field kilometers from you. Last vacation, flown over that area, was not burnt. Gonna edit the two together. Yeah, just make sure there's no EMS or any sort of other helicopters in the area. It's basically like anytime there's like wildfires, there's basically like a TFR over all of it, so you don't get in the way of emergency helicopters and first responders. Triple B, I know you're smarter than that, but just for the people out there that think, hey, the forest is on fire, I'm gonna launch my DJI and go look at it. You guys, you're terrible. You're bad people. Or maybe you're not bad people, you just don't know any better. If there's real helicopters in the area, stay on the ground. Oh yeah, that's right. I missed this giveaway last week for the May Sub250 FPV crate box. I don't remember what's in this. I think it's an ESC. Yeah, I think it was an ESC. So we'll be giving that away today. The entry link is in the video description. Head over there and sign up. I have 30 people on the hook for this. You got to pay shipping. Just a heads up, if you're international. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and spin that thing here in about 30 minutes. So at 11 o'clock, someone, it's 10:30 here, someone at 11 o'clock, hit me up, remind me to spin that thing. We'll get rid of that, and we'll move on with this whole thing here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this Opentx thing going. The reason I can't fly, Brandon's just flying over controlled burn fields. Oh, gotcha. Wink, wink. All right, so first thing we're gonna need to do is get the Opentx companion. So Opentx .org. Open-tx.org. And we're going to find this Opentx 2.3.11 link. Go ahead and hit that sucker. It's going to bring you to the page. It's a bunch of release notes. They're really kind of vague. I wish they were a little more detailed. But if you want the more details, you can definitely go into the GitHub and poke around there if you understand GitHub, which I don't. I'm on Windows, so we're going to download the 2.3.11 installer. There we go. I'll get that going. And we wait on my super slow internet. But hey, at least I have internet. All right, let's go ahead and install this little guy here. Yep. And I just bang through all the menus there. If you guys have any questions along the way, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. Run the Opentx Companion 2.3. All right, so we have Opentx Companion open and running. First thing comes up, it tells you, do you want to download this and that? Just say no. And then, do you want to ignore this version? Say no, you don't want to ignore it. All right, first radio up is going to be my FrSky X9 Lite S. We'll go ahead and update this one first. So first thing you want to do, does Crossfire come with its own OSD? No. No, Crossfire doesn't have an OSD. I'll hit the gear icon, and we got to make sure we select the correct radio type, X9 Lite S. This is very important. You click the correct version, and I always fly TAER. I know Betaflight's default is AETR, but this is just the way it works for me. It's the way it's always worked. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna mess with it. I like Lua, or you definitely need Lua. I don't fly any collect a pitch heli, so I collect no heli, and that just removes a menu from the setup page. And then the SQT5 font, I think, looks better on the black and white radios. Application settings, we're gonna do releases, and we're gonna enable the use model wizard. I don't particularly like the model wizard, but if you're asking yourself whether you should use it or not, just click it. It will be easier than not. Link says, is it possible to downgrade your non-OpenTX or downgrade OpenTX on your Tyrannus? I don't think so. I'm sure there is a way. I have tried like hell to do it, but it just never works. You would have to go in and find like a nightly or something to do that. There is a way, it's not easy. They definitely do not make it easy. Oh, let's see. Alwyn, is the 250 gram quad you showed before, the fancy LEDs available on your shop? No, I don't have any quads for sale on my shop. That 250 gram quad, it's not intended to be a sub 250 gram quad. This is the 533 Tiny Trainer. You can find a link to FPV Crate where you can buy the kit. You can find the link there on my website. That'll be a link to FPV Crate, then you just search for the 533 Tiny Trainer. Sputnik, alright, must be a Tramp Nano thing, getting OSD elements that are non-beta flight, and I was confused. Are you running a Fusion module, Sputnik? Because I can see it coming from the Fusion module. Rick Zapata, how you doing this weekend? Doing great. How's the auction going out there? I saw some of your pictures and pretty amazing cars. All right, so yeah, if you're asking whether you should use the Model Wizard, I'd just say go ahead and use it. You can always change things afterwards. All right. And that is about it. Simulator settings, I don't really care about that. So we click OK. Go click the down gear button, or the down arrow next to the gear button, and check for updates. So the last radio I updated was, it was like a QX7, so, and it was a nightly, so we're gonna do check for updates. And new version of X9 Lite, Lua, no heli, SQT5 font, English, firmware is available, and we're gonna say yes. And just save that to someplace that you're gonna remember where it's at. Mr. Huggy says, at Sputnik, you can get an OSD with Crossfire. Options are in the TBS Evo VTX, which can do OSD, or use the Fusion. Okay. Yeah, my guess is he's got a Fusion, is why he's getting the OSD. I get the same weird OSD now on my Fusion that I think you're talking about. Speedy Turtle, happy Father's Day to you too as well. It starts. Welcome. Okay, so we've downloaded the firmware. We're going to download the SD card contents. That's another very important part of this. And since we're downloading the newest version, just select whatever the newest version is on this list. And that'll take a few minutes. Let me get some of these radios out of the way here. All right. So while that's downloading, we can now put this thing, hook it up to the computer and start updating it. So first things first. Let's head over to the bench here. With this update process, you want to leave the radio turned off the whole time. So, and the other part is, if you've never updated your radio, you may not have the drivers to put this radio into DFU mode. Just like how we update our flight controllers, it has to go into like a bootloader DFU mode. It does that. It's in it right now just because I plugged it in while it's turned off. The radio's in DFU mode, but your computer may not recognize it as such. So if when you update this, your bootloader doesn't change, you'll need to download and run the Impulse RC driver fixer. The driver fixer has been a complete pain in the for me lately. Windows hates that program, thinks it's a virus because it's doing virusy type things by changing drivers and things like that. You got to download it, and then if you go in your Windows security settings, you can actually whitelist that program. If you're not comfortable with it, I really don't know what to tell you to do. I think you can use Zadig to do the same thing. It's just not as automated or as easy to do. All right, so we now have Opentx installed. And let's go ahead and open up Opentx. Maniac, how you doing today, man? All right, so we got, go full screen. All right, we got Opentx installed. We have a radio plugged in. We're going to hit the, so you can do a backup of your radio before you do this. I've never lost anything yet. Definitely want to do it when you upgrade eventually in like 8 years when Opentx 2.4 comes out. You're definitely going to want to back up your radio. These little interim updates, I've never had anything get lost if you do it the right way. There are ways you can screw this up and lose all your models, but the way I'm doing it, you shouldn't have any problems. So I'm not going to bother doing any updates. So we're going to click the one with the red down arrow and the gear. And it's automatically going to bring in the path of that Opentx bin file that we just brought down to our computer. Just make sure it all looks kind of like what you're looking for. Yep, Opentx 2.3.11. That's what we're doing. You want to click check hardware compatibility. There are times where if you're going from the factory image to a regular release candidate build of Opentx, it's going to go, I don't know what this radio is. If you're sure you have the right options set when you downloaded the bin file, you might have to uncheck this box. But anyways, we're gonna do right to hardware, and you want to click the show details. If this box goes by really quick and you're done, or this bar, you're probably not flashing the bootloader. The bootloader takes a while, and that's what this section is. It already did Opentx, now it's doing the bootloader. Brandon Baked Beans, if the cable comes loose while flashing it over USB, it will corrupt and lose everything. That's the main reason for backup, or just don't fiddle with it while it's doing it for a whole 2 seconds. Yeah, so like I said, if you do everything right and don't screw anything up, you shouldn't lose any settings. So we're almost done here. It's a pretty quick process. Again, if it goes by really fast, you're not doing the bootloader. If you're not doing the bootloader, download Impulse RC Driver Fixer and run that. If you're having problems running it, I have a video. I'll link that here. You know what? Just go scroll through my my videos. It was a recent video. It'll show you how to get around the security warnings. And at the end, it's going to say no valid DFU suffix found. Warning file has no DFU suffix. They all say this. Don't worry about that. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, it means something. It just doesn't matter. And then we can hit close. Next thing we're gonna do is switch cameras. All right, go to your radio. Go ahead and disconnect it. Turn it on.
Welcome to Opentx.
Blah, blah, blah. And it's gonna give me an SD card warning because it didn't update the SD card yet. Hold down your menu button, however you do that on whichever radio you have, and hold down the page button. That'll take you back a menu. Make sure it says Opentx 3.1 or Opentx 2.3.12 and turn it off. On this radio, you hold the two trim switches in and just tap the power button, and that'll bring you into your bootloader menu. This will tell you what version bootloader you have. It should be the same as your Opentx version. If it isn't, you haven't completed the update process properly. Go back, download that Impulse RC Driver Fixer, and get this thing into DFU mode. Other radios, they're all basically the same way. Hold the trim switches in, tap the button. The X Lite, it has that D-pad. Looks kind of like that. You want to push down on all four and then tap the power button to get into this menu on that radio. All right, I'm gonna turn it off, turn it back on again. Get our warning, and we're gonna plug this into USB again. If you don't see this menu pop up when you plug in the USB cable, hold down your menu button. Sorry, disconnect it. Shut up. Hold down your menu button and go to page 233, the radio setup menu. Go all the way to bottom, and it's going to say USB mode, and yours may not be set to ASC. It may be set to joystick or SD card, and it'll default into that mode. You want to make sure you change this back to ASC if it's not already. All right, now like I said, plug her in, and we're going to go into USB storage. How do you guys like these live tutorials so far? Let's see. Brandon Bakes Beans. I added the SD card version. Yep, you can absolutely do that. I'll show you real quick what he's talking about. So when you plug your radio in, or if you decide to just take the SD card out and stuff it in your computer, same process. If you plug it in, you're going to get a USB drive that says something like this. This is the internal memory to the radio. You don't want to touch that. Here is the SD card contents. And there's this file here, open.sdcard.version. You can go in there. And you can edit this to be whatever it is that your radio said it was looking for. And you don't have to update your SD card contents. Not entirely recommended. It's definitely something you can do. I don't think I'd really recommend it for the average user. If you're a power user, know what you're doing. Yeah, go ahead. So we're going to extract all these SD card contents. If you already have SD card contents on your radio, there is a much faster way to do this. And I'll show you here in a second. Because most of what's taking up the time for transferring is the sounds. The sounds don't really ever change. And for the most part, if you're in the FPV drone hobby, you don't really utilize sounds like you would if you're flying fixed wing, where you want like landing gear up, landing gear down. You want all that BS, then you probably want all the sounds. Brandon Baked Beans, I like this. I had no idea there was an option for Ask, Joy, and SD card. Well, I hope a lot of you guys like this, and I hope you click that thumbs up button to help me out with the old algorithm, you know what I mean? William McEwen, how you doing, man? Happy Father's Day. Same to you. All right, so we have, let's go ahead and make these a side-by-side thing here. So this is my SD card, and this is what I want to copy to my SD card. Here's how I do it. Firmware. This has all my like ISRM firmwares. I'm not going to touch that. I don't want to overwrite it because there's nothing in the new file. Logs, same thing. I don't do logs, but you know, if you're doing logging like GPS logging or things like that on your radio, you don't want to override this. Models, same thing. Screenshots, I don't know who the heck does screenshots. I don't even know how you would do it. What is in there? Interesting. I didn't know I could take a screenshot. Scripts. Scripts is important. There may be new scripts. That's another reason why you would want to update your SD cards. Sounds. And then I have a few other ones for the S8R that has a couple little auto leveling type modes. So what I'm going to do with my SD card contents that I want to copy the radio, hold down your control key, click EEPROM, logs, model, screenshot, scripts. Don't click on sounds, click utilities and click version, and watch this. We're going to replace the files in the destination. Yeah, there's different sound packs you can get. A lot of people like the amber one. Let's see. Okay, so that's done copying. A lot faster. The sounds one is what takes forever. It's not a big file. It's only 152 megabytes, but there are over 2,000 items in there, and that's what takes forever. So now that's done, go back to the desk. All right, I'm gonna disconnect this guy. Power it off. Power it back on. Boom. We're done, guys. That's it. That's how you update Opentx. Now, just remember, Opentx is just the operating system. It doesn't do any talkie-talkie between your radio and whatever receiver you're using. This only handles the I/O. This handles how you interact with the radio and what it tells your module, either internal or external, what to do. How your module or your internal or external RF modules talk to your receivers, that's an entirely different batch of firmware. If it's FR Sky, like the access radios, it's ISRM, internal serial radio module. I think that's what it's called. I'm not sure. It's definitely ISRM. You need to update that firmware separately if you want to. It's not necessary that you update it when you update Opentx, unless in the build notes it says this version doesn't work with this version ISRM. I don't see that being an issue. So like if I want to update the firmware for my ExpressROS, I can, or I choose not to. It doesn't make a difference. I don't know if anybody's ever seen this. Go back to your SD card. Oh, it's not there, is it? Oh, never mind. And that's it. That's updated. Turn that one off, put it aside. So, it's not that hard to do. Let's see. Edge TX, I don't know, man. There's a few things, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'll run nightlies and kind of untested builds with. This one, probably not. What controls this? It's not something I really want to f around with because I've lost a quad. I don't know what it was from. It was either from the nightly I was running, or it was from nightly Opentx, or it was from ExpressROS. But one of those three things caused a runaway on my last tiny trainer that is stuck out in an Alabama swamp somewhere. If anybody wants to find it, go for it. Oh, let's see. Brandon bakes beans, yeah. FR Sky has ISRM, Jumper, Radio Master has multi, Spectrum has who cares? Spectrum has whatever they tell you it has. I'm pretty sure if you want to update Spectrum, they're just going to sell you a new model radio. Because old people, am I right? Did I do that right? I don't know. I've been trying to learn to talk Gen Z at work. It's been rough, real rough. Let's see. Kearns JW, I hate to say it was, but it was easier to find flying spots during COVID. Now people are constantly at the fields, and I go to and get annoyed with me. Yeah, people don't know how to share, both on both sides of the spectrum, both with the drone stuff and just people being people. Yeah, people just don't get it. Yeah, a lot of people fly Spectrum. If you fly a lot of fixed wing, it's most likely you're gonna be on Spectrum. I mean, places like Horizon Hobby, I had to look at the name on this thing. They build their planes to like basically out of the box, plug a battery in and go with a Spectrum radio. But man, you know, sometimes it's better to move on. I know Spectrum does have a lot of features that are kind of nice. They do have a very low latency native protocol, but it's tuned for latency, not for range. So the whole thing of team failsafe was kind of by design. Like back then you could have one or the other, not both. So that's Radio 1 down. Let's move on to the one that pretty much everybody flies. This big old pile of poopy. Radio Master TX16S. I'm on record that I do not like this radio. If you have it, that's great. It's a good radio. I don't like it. Far too big, far too heavy, very low quality build. At least with the two that I've used, I've not been very impressed. But you're getting an awful lot for what you're paying for. Like, I'll be honest, like this is a really compelling radio to sell to somebody. But I just don't like the form factor. And like I said, the build quality's been pretty substandard for the two that I've had, especially compared to like an FR Sky radio. Most are built way better. Better molds, better components. They seem to last longer. The big color screen, this is a cool feature, but when you have your goggles on, I would rather not have the screen and have a lighter radio. But, yeah, I don't know. I would never steer anybody away from getting one of these, though. If that tells you anything. I like this one more than this one. Just because it's smaller. Smaller, lighter, more to the point. I don't fly a lot of fixed wing. If you're flying fixed wing with retracts and all sorts of crazy functions, yeah, this is an awesome radio. Flying FPV drones, it's a lot of wasted real estate. All right, so let's get on to this one. Same thing as before. Click that gear. Find your radio. This is a Radiomaster TX16S. Again, no Heli and Lua. You definitely want Lua. External access mod. Oh, for the R9M. Oh, cool. So you can do the Access R9M modules now. Very cool. Internal GPS. Didn't know that was a thing. All right, well, that's kind of cool. Again, and you can leave your application, your simulator settings the same. Again, with this, I'm sure yours came with AETR. I'm doing TAER because that's just how I set up all my radios, all my switches, all my models, so it's the same. So I can jump from this to that to a micro, and I don't have to relearn any switches. It'll be better for you in the long run if you fly multiple quads. So we'll do the OK thing. We'll hit the down arrow. We'll check for updates. Yep. Hey, guess what? There's an update. Yep. We're going to download that. Bloop. And we're going to download SD card contents. Again, we're just going to pick whatever the newest version is, and we'll downloadify that. Oh, let's see. Current GW leader totally a lot of empty. Yeah, man, like that first couple weeks of COVID where everybody was just terrified. Nobody was outside, not even the cops. That era, that time frame of FPV flight edits are incredible. Just the things people are getting away with. Random Baked Beans, I got the Jumper T12. I got it and had to dampen the sticks. They feel like upgrades. He used the dampening grease. Oh, cool. I would give my left testy shoehorn my DJI radio into a smaller form factor. I actually really like that DJI radio, the V1. Again, it's big, but it's I don't know. I think they actually like it feels better in the hand than this big box thing. Let's see, Mike Bergman, you're looking for the Niagel stuff. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It's the Niagel 767, right? Is that what we're looking for? I think this is the stuff. If anybody's looking for it. Yeah, that's it. Niagel 767 Alpha. That's what that link is I just posted. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyways, same deal with this guy. We're just gonna plug it in. That's right, this one's USB-C. Port on the top. Give it the old plugger routine. You should hear your computer, you know, make its typical I connected to something sound. Oh, and then back to monitor 3. Sorry, thinking and talking out loud. We're gonna go and click that download button again. Make sure that it says TX16S, right to TX. Same deal. It should take a while to upload. It should take 2 uploads. So the first one is the actual Opentx firmware, and the second one is the DFU, or the bootloader. Man, I know he's getting some great results with that Nigel stuff, but I don't want to slather grease all over my quad. Like, I don't know. It's like, what are we doing and how much are we getting out of it? Is it worth it? Because that's a lot of hassle. Having sticky, greasy quad that you're trying to, I don't know. All the dirt and shit's gonna stick to it. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. This radio does take a bit longer to update. I have a video on how to update the internal module on this. It's the same for the TX12. The video I have focuses on the TX12. Same process, just different name. That's all. Having a tube, it's almost too thick to dispense. You put on your hex. Oh, did it make a big difference on the hex as far as like the black box logging goes? Brandon? Dauntless, that's a great point. You end up being 20 grams heavier. Yeah, you know, Mr. Rossner there, he posted a flight edit. Dude can fly, man. Dude can fly. It was a really, really good flight edit he posted. Little circles and ovals. They go up at the top where the switches are, or wherever you want to put them. It's pretty much, it's kind of a customize as you feel. I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to send like extra pieces of grip material out with the quad, so you can, or with the grips, so you can kind of put them wherever you want. Really sticky stuff. All right, so again, we get the no DFU suffix, blah 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 stuff. Go ahead and close that sucker. We don't need that anymore. And head back over to the radio, and the same as before. We want to check our bootloader version. Hold the 2 trims in. And with the Radio Master radios, you have to hold the power button. FR Sky, you just want to just tap it. 2.3.12. So we'll be good there. I absolutely hate this freaking radio. But seriously, the only reason I keep this radio around is for content and to help you guys out if you're having problems. This wheel, I like the way it feels, but it is a hot pile of garbage. Just completely garbage. I hate this wheel. Then we're gonna go into our system. Yep, gotcha. We're gonna go into our system, and we're gonna go back a page and make sure we got version 3.12 loaded. Didn't mean to turn that off.
Welcome to Opentx.
These radios won't work without SD card in them. The FR Sky radios have a small bit of EEPROM memory inside of them that you can, basically you don't need an SD card for those radios. Again, if you plug it in and you don't get the menu between USB joystick or storage, go into your system menu, go to where it says ask, and make it ask. We're gonna do USB storage. And just like before, We have our SD card contents there. And over here, here's our existing SD card contents. It could be good. The click wheel on the FrSky QX7 is freaking phenomenal. It works really, really well. This one, I feel like it'll go 3 clicks forward and then 1 click back. It's the same way on my Tango 2. It's a lot better on the Tango 2, but this one just, I don't know, the encoder is more sensitive than the detents in the wheel, if that makes any sense. So like the wheel has like, let's say 1 every 64th of a rotation, it has a detent, but the encoder is like 1 in 70. So you go 1 click, it doesn't go 1 click. I hate it, absolutely hate it. All right, same thing as before. We're gonna take everything but sounds and firmware, and we're gonna dump it over to here. And instead of taking 5 minutes, it should only take maybe a minute, if that. Private Island, happy Father's Day to you as well. My daughter is at Grandma Day Camp for part of the summer. She's at a horse show right now, so she's having just the freaking time of her life right now. Rick Cepeda, is this new version running Crossfire Shot? Yes, it is. And is capable of running ExpressOS? Yes, it is. Even the ExpressOS devs in the How to Start wiki recommend 2.3.12, or you can use one of their nightly builds. Either one's fine. So this is the first like release, like mainstream mainstream OpenTX release that supports CRF Shot, Ghost. I think it supports Ghost. I could be wrong on that one. Yeah, I think it supports Ghost. I'd have to double check though. I'm not 100% on that. Oh, yes, it does. Yep, it supports sync. So right from the website, supports sync pulses between the mixer and the data sent to the module. It's being successfully tested at several months on TBS immersion RC specific builds. It's mainstream in 2.3.12. So basically this is Crossfire Shot, which the sync pulses thing, that's something that FrSky has been doing for quite a while. Basically all the Access radios they've been using sync pulses. Well, that's what they've been doing for a while. So it's nothing new. It's just each manufacturer has to implement it the way they need to implement it. All right, and desktop again. All those files are copied over. And we should be good. We can disconnect this thing. Have everything fall down on my bench because it's a mess. And there we go. And that's that. That's how you update this. And if you're curious what version of the internal module you are running, you go into your model and scroll down to internal. If you turn on multi, it'll tell you what your version is right there. Just a little tidbit for you. So you shouldn't get any SD card warnings or any nightly build warnings or any of that kind of stuff. It should just start right up. There you go. So that is 2 radios down, 1 to go. It's not the only radios I have a ton of them sitting around. Let's see. Mike Bergman, I just like analog buttons. I gotta feel that click. Yeah. No problem, Private Island. Brandon McBeans, I got my fan mod working for the ExpressOS case. It's not switched on at 250 milliwatts because I went off VBAT instead. Just used a 5-volt back. Cool. Very cool. I've been building up quite a few of the ExpressOS 2.4 gigahertz modules. I'm getting better and faster at it each time. A little bit less waste each time. There was a period there where I kept killing the, well, I think I was killing, or maybe they were just junk, the ESP32 modules. That's the cheap part, so I wasn't too upset that I killed a few of those. But I got a bunch more parts in. I'm going to make up a bunch of them, and I'm going to put them up on my website, tweetfv.com, and check it out. I'll put them up there for sale if anybody's interested in picking some of those up. That's what they'll be. But I'll announce it over on Discord and all that stuff if anybody's interested. I don't have a ton of them. I think I've got enough to build maybe 10 more. And we'll see how those go. And if people want to keep buying them, I'll keep building them. All right, so let's get rid of this Sub250 crate. This little guy here. I'm pretty sure it's ESC. Let's open this up and double check. So I don't remember what's in this. Yep, it's an ESC. This is the ZK FPV ESC. I'm not going to pull it out of the box. If you want to see what it's all about, check out the this month's review of the FPV crate. I think we have one more crate coming. I think we need a camera still. And then we'll do the whole Sub250 build, because I always buy 2 of these. One for me, one for you. I'll build up that Sub250 quad, tune it, and probably give it away. I said the same thing with the last one, but it's still on the bench. I never did anything with it. Kind of ran out of time. All right, but if you haven't entered the giveaway, make sure you click that link. It's in the video description. I'm going to shut that thing down here in about... I don't know, let's give it a minute. Tell you what, I'm gonna go get a glass of water because my throat's getting dry, and we'll come back and spin that thing. All right, guys, so I'll be right back. Click that like button, don't go anywhere. All right, I'm back. Thanks for sticking around. Unless you left, then, well, oh, just kidding. Love you guys all. All right, 41 people. I called Tron. He wants to sing his scene back. Question: do you like the first Tron or the second one, or do you like them both, or do you dislike any of them? I'll be honest. I really enjoyed both. They're very entertaining, good movies. I don't know. Maybe I'm easily entertained, but I really enjoyed both of them. The second one was great. It had Jeff Bridges in it. Had some Ducatis in it. Like, what more is there to like? I think they did a pretty good job with the like the facial CGI stuff they did. Probably I only left to enter the giveaway. Good. I see a bunch more of you joined. All right. Got 41 people on the list. I'm gonna shut it down in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I know this is delayed, so if you didn't get in, I am sorry. We can. There'll be another one next month. All right, let's go ahead and set this wheel up. There we go. And as always, somebody... No, that's not what I want. Customize. Give me a time between 10 and 50. First person gets it. All right, if I'm not gonna get time from you guys, I'm gonna pick it myself. I'll go 35. All right, 35. Look at that, Rob Logan. Thinking alike. I don't know how far the delay is on this, but I was picking 35 regardless. All right, guys, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for entering, and thank you for your support. If you're not a subscriber, I'm not really sure how you found this video, but if you're not, go to tweetfv.com, click the subscribe button, and click that Patreon link, because there is some really cool stuff coming up there. Be next week, by the way. Talk about that here in a second. And let's see, who's it gonna be? Is it gonna click over? Oh, Toxic, I think you got it. Congratulations, Toxic. Hit me up on Discord. I'm sure I have your shipping info from before. Toxic was the one that loaned me his DJI FPV flying Baquati thing. Yeah, that's a big delay. All right, I set this stream up with normal latency. Apparently that was a bad idea. Set up low latency next time. Yeah, I still got your shipping information. Hopefully that should be all right. So, anywho, congratulations. Hopefully you get some use out of that ESC. Hopefully it's a good ESC. I've never heard of ZK. It looked like a very quality built ESC. There wasn't any weird boogers or weird stuff on it, but hey, you never know. And let's go to where are we at? Oh, wrong link. There we go. So this is this is next month, or this month's Patreon giveaway. It is for a complete FPV Cycle Glide kit. This is everything you need to build a quad, minus receiver and batteries, get you up and get you flying. With the parts shortage there is right now, this is a hell of a deal. I bought all the parts for this before the parts dried up. So, CL Racing Mini 20x20 flight controller, Gemfan Hurricane 51466 32514453 props, Foxier Lollipop 3 stubby antenna, great stubby antenna. Left or right, I have either. I'll send whichever one you need. Upgraded the VTX in this kit. It is a official no BS Immersion RC Tramp Nano VTX. This is one of the best VTXs on the market. Foxier Razor Micro 1200 TV line 4.3 camera. Emax Eco 2 2306s in 1900 kV. This is intended to be a 6S build. I like to go a little high on the kV. You can always dial it back a little bit. I do not subscribe to the buy the highest kV motor you want, slap a 6S on it and scale it down. That is not good on your ESCs. The motors have less resistance, so therefore higher amp draw. And if you're popping ESCs and you're doing that motor scaling thing, try buying the right motors for your batteries. It is definitely the better way to go. That motor scaling thing is a software patch. Better to fix it in hardware than in software. My little jag right there. Acon AK32 BL Heli 32 35 amp ESC and the glide frame. All this stuff is 20x20 components. It is all high value. It's not the best stuff in the world, but it's high value. Basically, the only thing here that's not the best in the world is probably the motors. But the Eco 2s, we all know those are damn solid motors, especially for the price. Mike Bergman. It's gonna be a heck of a score for you. Yeah. Well, you know, I don't think Toxic's in the chat, so I mean, we could just send it to anybody, right? He'll never know. Anywho. So, how do you get in on this? Well, one, become a patron. If you become a patron at the $5 and up tier, I put the link, and this is the way it works every month. I put the link out there as soon as I make it live, and you get any time to sign up and join it. If you're below $5, I make the link live the day I go live with the giveaway. So you got to be here to get on the link, or you got to know when I'm going live, or you got to check back. You know what I mean? You can't just hit it early in the month and just wait. So if you want to get on this, and I'm telling you, like the way things are right now with part shortages, I don't even want to give this away because I kind of want the parts. Tweetfv.com and hit that Patreon link in at the bottom where it says support me, and sign yourself up. You become one of the cool kids up here on the supporters scroller. You'll get exclusive access to the Discord section of one of these days. I'm going to learn how to speak. You'll get access to the exclusive patrons members section of my Discord. I mean, I offer tech help regardless of which section you're in, but definitely pay a little more attention to my patrons because you guys are what's making all of this thing possible. Every bit that comes into the Patreon, the affiliates, it all goes right back into this channel. Nothing, I'm not making any money on this. We'll put it that way. I'm just covering costs. Actually, I'm running this at a loss. Big loss. But I'll be doing it anyways, so at least I bring you guys along for the ride. Let's see. I actually have that box of parts right here. I think I'm including, yeah, 2 sets of props. And then whoever wins this, they have the option of, you have the option of either building it yourself or I'll build it for you. Now, the downside to if you want to build it yourself, which I recommend you do build it yourself because damn it, close. If you don't build it yourself, then you don't get any experience building. But the downside to building it yourself is if you fry a component, that's on you, man. I'm not gonna be able to help you out with it. Whereas if I fry a component, I'm the original purchaser. I can probably go back to the retailer and be like, hey, what the F, man? So that's the gamble you got to take. I mean, I'll try to help you out regardless. It's not like I'm just gonna say sorry, go pack sand or whatever. I'll definitely try to help you out, but yeah, that'll be your choice, or whoever's choice it'll be the choice of whoever wins the quad. So we'll do that. It's darts, says Mike Bergman. Huh? Did I miss something? Yeah, you missed me just crumbling and falling all over my words because reasons. The Foxier Trex. Let's take a look. I am a 6 milliseconds latency. I hope I show you guys this. 6 milliseconds latency. Damn it, Discord. There we go. Or OBS. All right. 1,500 TV lines. That's more than the typical 1,200 I see. 6 milliseconds latency. Nobody makes a bad camera anymore except for Cadex. Specs seem nice. It's 43169. Switchable, PAL NTSC, so it has ticks all the little boxes. Has camera control, which I'm not a big fan of camera control. I prefer the UART camera control. Actually, I just don't use camera control at all because it's unless it's the UART type like what RunCam has put in some of their cameras. Camera control is always just kind of flaky. It either works or it doesn't, but at least they have provisions for it here. Ticks all the boxes, 19 by 19. Oh, I don't see why it would be a bad camera. The lens is huge on it. It's a nice looking lens. Of course, these are all just computer renderings. It's not the actual thing. Yeah, not bad for a micro camera. I don't really run micro cameras anymore. I run nano cameras on everything. But the Dauntless, you caught that one, didn't you? Oh yeah. So when I was building this thing came with a Cadex. Is it an ant? No, not an ant. Cadex Kangaroo camera. This camera is absolute hot garbage. I do not like it. So it says it's low latency, but the picture quality is just gross. Downside's 45. All right, guys. So we're talking micro cameras. Who wants to win a micro camera today? I have one of the coveted, rare, ultra desirable JB RunCam Eagle micro Eagle cameras right here. You guys want to win a camera today? I don't think they make these anymore, and I know Mr. Bardwell there is still very upset that he can't get a hold of these. I have a few of these. I don't. T-Bird asks, what is camera control? Camera control is using your basically stick commands to control the OS, or to basically control the camera. So you know how you hook up the little controller boards to your camera? You can mimic that in Betaflight to your camera. There's a couple different ways they did it. There's camera control, which is basically like on this camera, there's a menu wire and a ground for the controller. You basically take that menu wire, go to your camera control pad, and ground the other one to any grounding point on the flight controller, and hopefully it'll work. It's kind of hit or miss. If they build the camera with camera control, it's very likely it'll work. The other way is what RunCam does is they offer camera control and they also offer TX control, which basically you have RX and a TX and you wire it to a UART on your board. That is way more reliable and it's much more responsive. Either way, the same thing happens, same thing works. But anyways, if you guys want to try winning this today, we'll do a super chat giveaway. We'll go with the typical $5 for one RunCam Micro Eagle. And you know what? Something I haven't been giving away lately. I'll include a set of grips. So my custom cut Tweetafee radio grips, like this one here. This is for Tango 2 in a rare and not published green color. I have a lot of different color materials, just kind of sitting around from custom jobs that I'll probably just make like a mass listing. Just say, hey, if you want something out of this, let me know. Like this here, this Day Glow pink on this TX12. This is really cool if you have UV lights, like if you're doing an indoor race, this radio just glows. It's really cool looking. Here's an example of the Radiomaster TX16S grips. There we go. Focus you. And the grips seem kind of silly until you try them. Talk to your buddies who have them. I don't know anybody who doesn't like them. Foxy Predator V5, super sharp and low latency. Not as pleasing to the eyes, but kind of like it. Yeah, so a lot of the cameras, when they switched from CCD to CMOS, were over sharpened, and that was a very undesirable look. And most people just take the sharpness and they just roll it all the way back. because that over hyper sharpening was very jarring. I think the manufacturers now have figured out a good happy medium as far as that goes. Sputnik, I don't know if you answered it before, but are you using a Fusion module? All right. Maniac FEV says, "Put me in, couch." Okay. All right, we'll put you in for 3 there, Maniac. It's on the wheel for 3. Mike Bergman asks, if anyone's curious, Ryugi's 1304 motors are really killer. They run 3.5-inch props just fine. I have a Naked Vista build running 1304s with 1100 milliamp Tri-S. And don't say ma. Please don't do that. It's milliamp. It's not meh. Meh. I don't get irritated. No, I have to get irritated by a lot. That's one of those things. Every time I hear like somebody on YouTube, like I heard JB say it recently, I'm just like, what the F, man? I'm gonna start calling mua instead of milliwatts. Pick one. Bread Baked Beans, if you have socks designed with a big logo on the side of the leg and one on top of the foot, bottom receiver, I'll buy a pair. It's a great idea. Tweet socks. I do have a patron who is working on a new logo for me. I'm running out of stickers. I'm kind of waiting for his new logo before I order more stickers to see what he came up with. Really excited. That's the only problems I talked about. Okay, Sputnik. Nope, you're on True Dizzle. Let me look. Ma is less syllables though. Yeah, I'm still not going to support it. Let's see. Let's take a look in this guy here. Sorry about the flashy blinky screen. It's just something with the update rate on the OLED screen here. Yeah, shut up. Maybe it's under this My VTX thing. Maybe try turning that off. I don't know, I had it for a while and then it went away and I don't know what I changed. It might be on the Crossfire receiver end that it's doing that. Audibly saying ma, like instead of milliamp hours, one's going nah. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Triple B socks? Hell yeah. You know what? Who was that? Hey, Sputnik, hit me up on Discord. We can talk about that and try to figure out an answer to why you're getting that, because I had the same thing. I just don't remember what I did to get rid of it. Maybe I still have it. No, I don't still have it. Maybe I do. I don't know. But yeah, I'll wire up a quad or plug in a quad and see if I can track down the reason why. So yeah, hit me up over there and we can try to figure it out. Unless somebody knows in the chat. I saw a post from, I think it was TBS, showing Opentx 2.3.13 on a Tango 2. So Clearly, it's being integrated into the Opentx project as a main item. But listening to a TBS couch not too long ago, it does make it sound like they're going to be running 2 forks independently of each other. You're going to have, well, probably 3. You're going to have Opentx. You're going to have the other thing, the other Opentx build. I can't remember what the heck that was. The slimmed down version of it, and then you're going to have Freedom TX, which you know damn well Freedom TX is going to have all the features in it that TBS is coming up with, and I'm pretty sure you can bet your bottom dollar that the Freedom TX build is not going to support Ghost or Express LRS without a little bit of going on to make it work. So that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Edge, that's what it is. Edge TX, that's what it is. It's funny that Freedom TX has no freedom. Interesting, huh? Freedom TX by locking you down. I don't know. I'm not saying that is what's going to happen. I just have a feeling. Yeah, everybody does it, but most of the new RunCam stuff, they come with their OSD disabled now, so they're figuring it out. Like this Caddx Kangaroo, it has the OSD already on it, and I don't know. I'm that guy. I'm gonna be too lazy to break out the control board to get in there and turn it off. Want to use Ghost without workarounds? Oh, that's what I meant to check. I meant to check to see if this has Ghost built into it. It should. Let's see. I got the TX16S fired up just because that's the one that's sitting here in front of me. Go into my model. Yep. Still no failsafe. Still not gonna have one. Always set up a failsafe, guys. Let's go to internal. Turn that off. External. Let's see, we have PPM, XJT. It just jumps 6 things because this wheel sucks. DSM2, Crossfire, Multi, R9M Ghost, S-Bus, AFHD S3. Yeah, so it's got them all. And Express LRS uses the CRSF protocol, so we do have Ghost. Yeah, like you guys can actually see that. Anyways, it has Ghost in it, so I don't think you'll need to do any backwards workarounds there, EDOC. T-Bird, oh man, he put up some just killer pictures of his radio. He mixed the Ciati FPV purple and the Pyro orange grips together on his radio, and it turned out really nice looking. Really nice. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and finish this last radio. So I got an idea for a video coming up here. I have a couple of the FrSky QX7 access radios. They're both in pretty bad shape, a bunch of broken switches and things like that. I'm gonna do a rebuild of one and probably paint it and then give it away if anybody's interested in that. I'll include a multi-protocol module, so you can all shut up about that. Oh, sorry. I didn't realize you were talking. You had a Tango 2. I thought you were talking. Radio Master. All right, back to the screen here. Same dealio. Click the gear button. We have a Radio Master TX12. And guys, don't sleep on the TX12. If you're looking for a radio and you want something small, like if you either have small hands or you don't want to devote 3/4 of the space in your bag to a radio, this is an excellent radio. It doesn't have the full multi-protocol module. It has the CC2500 chip in it, so it does FrSky, FlySky. It doesn't do Spectrum, which who really cares? So it is a little cut back because it doesn't have that full module, but I find that it still works pretty well. And again, no Heli, Lua, and SQT5 font. TAER, like I said before, your choices may vary on that. Click the down button, check for updates. Yep, save it. Download SD card contents. Make sure you click the newest one here. Get that downloading. Andy Taylor, all I use is the Archer RS. Archer RS is an excellent receiver. This another thing with this version of Opentx that just came out is the native support for race mode. Race mode is their ultra low latency protocol on the Archer and the Access radios. I do plan on doing some latency testing with the Archer because I'm curious if it actually is any faster. Express LRS has a latency tester, like GitHub branch. I don't know what the hell you call it, but where it uses one of these ESP something modules. I don't know. I got one set up, and we'll talk about it later. Let's see. Should I update from Opentx build 10 ELRS fork to release 12? I would go release 12. They're actually recommending that in the wiki itself. So in the wiki, if you go to, let's see, OpenTX and Betaflight setup, they're actually recommending now OpenTX 2.3.12 or newer now have CRS shot, mixer sync pulses. Alternatively, you can still use the ExpressLRS builds. I would personally stick with the mainstream releases. Andy Taylor got it yesterday. Oh, the race mode? Is that what you're talking about, Andy Taylor? So far, I mean, I've had mixed results with Express LRS. I've had one flyaway. Again, I don't know what the exact cause of it was, but I had it. Andy Taylor says, big difference, 7 milliseconds to 4 milliseconds. I don't think you're actually getting 4 milliseconds. Back when I was talking to a couple reps from FR Sky, I've had the race mode stuff for about 8 months now. And they were telling me that the 4 millisecond latency is only if you're running the new TD radios, like the TX12, like the new one that just came out. That's where you'll get 4 milliseconds. Otherwise, I think they're saying it's 6 or 5 or something like that. It's going down from 9 to 6, I think. I have to double check the numbers on that. Brandon McBeans, I got the heavy model ELRS 2.4. Oh, you did? Awesome, man. You don't have anything to put it in? You know, I have something I can put it in, so just send that over. I'll hook you up with testing. It's going to do a Mob 6 with both antennas on the board are right under the camera. Flip it around. Wait, McEwen, compared to the XM Plus, half the size, firmware updates over Wi-Fi, superior latency and range, it's great. Yeah, guys, don't buy XM Pluses anymore. I don't recommend anybody ever buy XM Plus. XM Plus is a garbage receiver. Buy an RXSR if you're going to buy anything, if you're not on an access radio. Lighter, smaller, full telemetry. It's just better in all aspects. But if you're on a access radio, then get the Archer RS. That's an even better receiver. Over-the-air firmware updates, all that kind of stuff. Rob Logan Jr. says, get the off my couch, maniac. All right, we'll get you in there for 2, buddy. All right, I have 2 people on the board with 3 for Maniac and 2 for Rob Logan. Still pretty good odds, guys. Let's keep them super chats rolling in. Yeah, Yeah, XM Plus. Like, if you, I would only take it if it just automatically comes in the quad. All right, back to the bench here. Desk cam. So same deal with this radio. We're gonna go ahead and plugify it. Oh, forgot USB-C. That's something that's really nice about these radios is USB-C. USB-C for everything, guys. That's the way it should be. Plugged it in. Computer made the old ding dong sound and all that stuff. And we're gonna go OK. And make sure this all looks right. And right to TX. Same deal. You guys getting the hang of this? Yeah, Maniac, you did say couch. I'm Rick James. Oh, God, that was a funny series. Put that under shows you couldn't make anymore. What's the buy-in for? It is for a Rotor Riot JB Run Cam Micro Eagle. Look at the big ass lens on this thing. Definitely the best looking cam I have ever used. And it's a shame that these went away, because I still think that they compete with anything out there. $5 super chat gets you in the wheel for one of these guys. And there we go. Firmware is done right into the radio. And just like the last one, we're going to turn it on, plug it in, and we're going to update the SD card contents. So the encoder on this radio is far, far better than the one on the TX16S, which does make me kind of think that maybe my radio is just kind of screwed up. Possibly, I'm not really sure. And just a tip for you guys, just for a second to remind you, us Windows guys here, if you hold the Windows key and hit E, it brings up your file explorer, just if you didn't know that. Just a little tidbit for you. T-Bird for the $9.99. Let's go ahead and get you on there twice, buddy. There we go. EDOC. XMs would be useful if you could flash Red Pine to them. Absolutely, EDOC. That would be really great. If you don't know what Red Pine is, it's basically a ultra low latency RC protocol that's typically that you can find on any SPI board. So if you have a multi-protocol module, internal, external, whatever, and you're using like the FR Sky or the Happy Model boards, like what comes in the module and things like that, you can use what's called Red Pine. I recommend you use Red Pine. There's a few downsides to it, like no telemetry, and then your 3-position switches are all 2 positions, either 1,000 microseconds or 2,000. You don't get that 1,500 in the middle. Ultra low latency, very good protocol. And just so you can tell, flash a quad with it, go fly like 2-3 packs, then go back to D8, and then realize why D8 needed to die. William McEwen on the board for $5. Thank you. Get you on the board there. Good luck. It's darts. We have our winner. It's darts. Get you on the board. Wow, I can see how delayed the chat is now. This is the first time I picked a normal latency as far as like the setup goes. Yeah, that was a bad idea. So you guys know what I'm talking about. If you've never done a live stream, which I'm sure most of you don't, when you set it up, you can pick your latency. If you do ultra low latency, you lose the chat playback, which I should probably use that. But I think you're also limited to 1080p, which that's all I do. But you have low latency, which is what I used to do. And then this time around, I decided to change it. So, anywho, all right. So we've got our new SD card contents, old SD card contents, same deal. Leave out the sounds and splat. Place them all. Hyper Quad FEV. welcome to the live stream. I haven't seen that name around, and if you have been around, I'm sorry I haven't seen you. I don't remember you, but thanks for showing up. Make sure you like that, hit that like button, and go to twitch.tv.com if you want to show me some love. Dauntless, you know what I paid. I don't think you paid anything. That's my guess. Delete the millions of files this thing created. Rob Logan. There is a chance, and you know that, because it's worked out for you before.
Welcome to Opentx.
And here we go. Completely updated. Again, if you want to check your bootloader version of this radio, hold the two trims in, push tap the power button, and if that doesn't update, then you need to use that Impulse RC driver fixer. Great little radio, man. I don't know. I think if somebody said you got to pick one, it'd be a real toss-up between the TX12 and the FR Sky X9 Lite S. Fairly functional. How you doing, man? Welcome to the live stream. The TX9 Lite is a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, a little bit thicker, but this is definitely a much more robust, better built radio than this. Another notable difference is the mini JR Bay versus the full-size JR Bay. There's really no pluses or minuses to either one of them. I prefer the mini modules just because they take up less space in my bag. By the way, this is a Espresso OS 2.4 module, and this is printed out of a resin. So that is a resin print, ultra high detail, fairly clear. You can kind of see through there. I've been messing around with resin prints a little bit more lately, and they turn out really nice. They're a little on the brittle side, so you gotta kind of be ginger careful with them. But you know, treat them with respect, and they'll hopefully last. There's some additives I can add to the resin to make them a little more flexible, but it ends up adding like a blue tint to them, which some people like, some people don't. Other cool things coming up on the channel is I got something from my friends at Flywoo. I am torn. I am excited, but not at all, because it's so weird. But I got one of the Flywoo Hexplorers, but this has the Naked Vista on it. Pretty cool thing. They already stripped down the Vista, and they give you all the old spare parts with it, all the heat sinks and whatnot. I don't know what the purpose of this is, but I'm gonna fly it. I've never flown a Hex. I'm really excited. Triple B there in the chat has he has one, and he seems to really like it. So I'm hoping for good things with it. I'm hoping it's not a pile of garbage. I'm curious how well the Naked Vista is going to hold up. Blue tint. You know what? Let me grab one real quick. Hang on. So here's what the tinted blue cases look like. I can keep it in focus. Let me turn autofocus off here. Give me a second. There we go. So that is the blue tinted case, and it does have a bit of flexibility with it. That other case, if I printed a piece without that additive, it would just shatter doing this. So pretty cool looking. Here's a micro case. Sorry about the dirty fingernails. I've been beating myself up working on my car, trying to fix it up. So that's one of the blue tinted cases. Pretty nice. This one here, this is a ABS like resin. It feels like ABS. It has a little bit more squish and give to it, and this stuff sands very, very easily. Like you sand it and you can fill this, but the detail is just stupid on these resin prints. Compare that to like my FDM prints. This is a FDM. This is just PLA. It has that texture to it because that's what the build platform looks like, but like this is way higher quality. Sorry, I don't want to turn this into a 3D printing channel, but I'm just showing you some differences between the FDM. Like you can see the layer lines here. There's like nothing on this. I'll change that focus back. There we go. But anyways, I've been experimenting with different types of materials. Elite FPV got it sorted thanks to this video. What video? What are we talking about, Elite? I don't remember. Oh, you screw up the bootloader. Yeah. So if you look at what they say the bootloader's for, I think it does more than what they're saying it does. I think they're giving a very general explanation of what the bootloader's for. Everybody who I work with trying to get their stuff to talk to their receivers and bind with the SPI boards, if the bootloader is not correct, things just don't work. I don't know why, but it's how you do the complete upload and the complete update. You can give that away. I mean, maybe eventually. It's a micro long range hex, run at 1200 milliwatts. Oh, I definitely plan to. See how long it lasts. Yeah, Mike Bergen came with a Naked Vista, which is why I jumped on. I wanted to get one of the micro long range hexes, but as soon as they announced that they were going to do a DJI one, I was like, I'm just going to wait for that. Plus, with the DJI one, I can just bind it up with my DJI radio before I want to like commit to throwing a receiver in it. That's kind of how I do things lately. HyperQuad FPV, the FrSky AC800, good cheap receiver. Can it bind to my TX16S? FrSky, let's see, what is that receiver? All right, so this is the receiver he's talking about. I have never seen this thing. It's a D8 receiver. Yeah, it absolutely should be able to bind to your TX16S. That is a tiny little receiver. Yeah, that should work. Should work no problem. Yeah, long range, like any of our long range is like, it ain't long range. It's moderately medium range. The people flying long range are on like, 1.3 or 900, like 1.3 video, 900 megahertz RC or even lower. Lower the frequency, the longer the range, but less data throughput. Brandon Baked Beans, I have a new aft mount giggity that Rick C printed for me. It's gonna allow me to put my camera on the rear, the top plate. Yeah, you mind sending that to me? I want to see that. Andy Taylor says his hex is in Lake Ontario. That is not a good place to put the hex, man. They don't work underwater. Brandon make veins. What are we even doing here today? I don't know, man. Oh, Leston, how you doing today, man? Elite FEV, we'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you click that thumbs up, like, or whatever the hell it's called button before you go. I use a DJI radio 90% of the time. What is that in? What are we talking about? Sorry, Andy Taylor, I don't know what the heck we're talking about anymore. I'm lost. The chat's getting away from me. The hybrid. Hybrid. Still don't know what we're talking about. Sorry. Oh, jeez. LS and happy Father's Day to you too. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up here in a little bit. If you want to get on the wheel to win the Rotorite JB Edition Micro Run Cam Eagle, $5 super chat, get in there and get a chance. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on the wheel, so still pretty good odds. Spin that here in a couple minutes. Have to get out of the way for old Mr. Joshua Bardwell. I assume streaming today. Rilla, thank you. You too as well. If you are a father. I assume you are. I don't know why I assume. If people aren't fathers, do they wish other people Happy Father's Day? Or is it like, it's like a father thing? Anywho. Yeah, I've been, my daughter's 7 now, so she's the only one I have. I always joke with her, you're my favorite daughter. She goes, you're my favorite dad. I'm like, okay, cool. She's got my sense of humor. It's tragic and scary all at the same time. But anyway, she's not here. She'll be gone for a good portion of summer. She goes up to my parents' house up in the great state of Michigan to spend time with the rest of the family and do all the nice, fun summer stuff, because down here in Alabama, it is way too hot to do anything. Rob Logan, and it's only a father thing. It's fine. No kids, just quads. Andy Taylor. Smart. Don't tell my wife I said that. I've been there. I've been places. I've seen some things. Wouldn't recommend either one of them. Rick Zapata looking for portable field soldering irons. What is my recommendation? My number one recommendation is either a TS100 or a Sequire SQ001. They're essentially the exact same soldering iron. Just go whichever one has the tip you want and it's the price you want. The TS100s used to be $100. Then Sequire made the exact same soldering iron for $50. So you can get TS100s pretty cheap. They're the same soldering iron, like inside and out. It just depends on what accessories it comes with. If it comes with a XT60 cord or it comes with the right tip you want. And the one I use in the field is the Sequire SQ001 right here, this bad boy. By the way, if you didn't know, come on, I sell grip tape for your soldering iron. And there's lots of people out there that could attest that this makes a very big difference for soldering iron, for your soldering iron. Just adds that extra grip that you kind of miss with that slick plastic coated case. And they're very affordable. So, a shameless plug. Yeah, so this is the 004. I think it's the D24 tip. It's the one it's like a quarter inch. Can't remember how wide the tip is on this one. No, I think it's a 1/8 inch wide tip. That's my preferred soldering iron tip. It's big enough you can do big stuff, and small enough that you can do the really tiny stuff. You just gotta be a little careful and kind of use the edge of it. It came with a XT60 cord. This will do up to 6S. It came with a little stand and the sponge. Take the sponge, throw that away. You don't want to use the sponge. Yeah, we're not going there. And then this field kit, this ethics kit, this is a really nice kit. It's not complete, but it's a good start. Andy Taylor, I have no kids and all the monies. Kids are expensive. Yeah, kids are expensive. LS, and I got an X9 Line S. It's very nice. You can feel the quality. However, nothing like ergonomics of the X-Lite Pro. You are 100% correct. I very much like the X-Lite Pro. I sacrificed a little bit bigger gimbals for a larger form factor. If you could get the X9 Lite with large gimbals, which is basically why I like the Tango 2 so much, because you get the big gimbals and the small form factor, and this is just innovation right here. Nobody needs these big stupid arm switches like on all the radios. Little latching push buttons, momentary buttons, and 3-position rockers. Like, this is the way it should be for us for this hobby. And that's why I typically fly the Tango 2 or the X9 Lite S. Quads are expensive, yes they are. It starts, says he loves his grips. All right, guys, if you want to get on the wheel, we'll give you a couple minutes, and we're gonna lock this thing down and send out that camera to its lucky new winner. And a set of grips. That's right. You also get a set of radio grips as well. I had a request from somebody to cut some Tango 2 out of some carbon fiber look vinyl. I've never tried it before, but we'll give it a shot, see how that turns out. That may end up on the store, not really sure. And like I started off the live stream, I am switching all of my Etsy stuff over to my own website. EDOC says, was that the crown jewels without the bottom spacers? Yes. I like the short sticks. Yeah. And moving everything from Etsy over to my website, tweetfv.com. I'll probably shut down Etsy here at the end of the day. So you'll no longer find my grips on Etsy. It will be on tweetfv.com. Rick Cepeda, I already had the Ethics toolkit coming. Oh, wasn't sure which soldering iron was better. Either one, man. If you're a Android user and you have a bunch of QC 3.0 power banks, the TS80 is actually a very good soldering iron, and it uses USB-C. Rob Logan, we'll see. We'll see. T-Bird, how many different radios do you have? I've got 2 X9 Lites. I use one for testing and stuff, so don't... yeah. One's my main flyer, the other one's kind of a testing platform. TX12, Tango 2, TX16S, 2 QX7s, which I think one of them's actually yours. I still haven't done anything with it. Got a T8 Pro. I've got the DJI radio. Maybe 10? I'm not sure. I think I got 10. The main reason I have so many radios is I'll buy one to use to model grips. So like I don't just take pictures and guess. I actually buy the radio, and when I model my grips, I set them up for how would I want the material to be if I was a thumber? How about if I was a pincher? Where would I want this stuff to be? So, I mean, I put a lot of time and effort into modeling the grips, so I do have a lot of extra radios, and I usually just give them away. I had a T-Lite. I traded that for... I sent that to somebody, and they sent a quad to a buddy of mine to get him into the hobby. So, I don't know. There's a little bit of trading going on. All right, guys. Joshua Bardwell should be starting up here in a little bit. So, let's go ahead and spin this wheel. Somebody give me a time. 10 to 50. Dauntless, $2,000 in radios. No, radios are cheap, man. Relatively. Especially for what you're getting. Radios are cheap. Yeah, he has, actually. Man, the delay is long in this. Elston, either hit me up on Discord or just go to tweetfv.com. It starts says 35. We're already there. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for your support, and we're going to spin this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and... There we go. Good luck, everyone. Ah, shit. I didn't shuffle it. And here we go. Who's it going to be? Are you going to get death clicked? Damn. Almost, man. Almost. Maniac FPV. Congratulations. You won yourself one of the hardest and most desirable cameras on the market. Congratulations. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out with me for these last 2 hours. I really appreciate this. Is the best part of my day. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy Juneteenth, by the way. A new official government red letter holiday. I get an extra day off of work because of it. Paid too. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Father's Day. Thank you for coming out, supporting me, having fun, talking back and forth. If you have any troubleshooting, you want to hang out, you want to be part of the Cool Kids Club, hit that Discord link or hit that Patreon link at tweetfb.com. Support me. If you want to support me passively, there's affiliate links down there at the bottom. Click any of those links before you go buy anything from any of those affiliated vendors, and I get a small cut. It's a very easy way for you to support me without actually like actually shelling out any cash. So really appreciate that. And we'll get out of the way. Go over and watch Mr. Joshua Bardwell. And if you're coming back after flying, because that's what you should be doing instead of watching this, welcome back. Thanks for watching. Click that like button, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one. And as always, stay positive.
Ha ha ha!